Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel again. My name is Kunle Capture. As you guys know, if you are coming here for the first time, remember to subscribe, return subscriber, like, of course, share this video. Now I want to edit this beauty picture. Is it beauty? Just let me do a portrait of this model right before me. All right, this picture was shot by Ladiano. I'm going to put a link in the description where you can download the raw picture, like the raw file, so that you can practice along with me. If I were you, I'm going to download that raw picture now, as well as the action that I used here is on the description. Download it and practice along with me, right? And of course, when you are done, you should get the same result as I actually get, right? So the first thing I will do in this picture is to crop it, and to do that, I'm going to press C on my keyboard. Okay, I'm going to press C on my keyboard, and I will just click on it. And I think this cropping is okay, and I'll hit enter. Okay, so the next thing, I'm going to duplicate the layer, Control J for Windows and Command J for MacBook. All right, and I'll zoom in and deal with these blemishes. How do you remove blemish? There are several tools to do that, but I'm going to be using spot healing tool, so that it's going to be fast. Okay, spot healing, zoom it in, and anywhere there is blemish, I'm just going to sample on it and it will remove it. Easy. Anywhere there is blemish, I'm just going to sample on it and it's going to be removed. Okay, let me see some part of our skin here. So I think we're done with the blemish. Then the next thing is I'm going to make the background to be a bit, white. All right, I want it to be white. So before I do that, I'm going to remove this hair on I don't like this hair, there's distracting. So to do that, I'll pick the clone stamp tool. We'll press S on your keyboard. Okay, so I will just sample somewhere close and I'm going to remove it. Now if your clone stamp tool is not that sharp, you can come here and increase the hardness, so that it will have sharp edges and easily remove it. All right, so the next thing is this background. I want to make it to be white. So what I'll do is I'll select subjects. I'll go to subjects, select subject, and I want to select the background, then I will invert. I'll go to select again and click inverse. All right, so I want to use let me use selective color. All right, so I'm just going to come to white and I'll remove the dark. I'll remove yellows. All right, here is the before and the after. Let me zoom it in and see. Okay, let me just pick brush and that's too much, and I'll just brush this edge like this. All right, so I think this is sorted. So let's go to frequency separation. Now if you download the action, you are going to see it right here, Kunle Capture Actions, media FS. You can use Gaussian blending like, but I'm using media for this. I'll click on it and I will hit play, and it's going to ask me for the radius. Let me pick 5. How do I know I should pick 5? I think 5 is when the texture stop showing. Okay, that's where the texture stops showing, so I'll hit OK. All right, so I'll open the frequency separation. I'll go to this skin tone correction. Now anywhere there are dark spots, I'm going to fix it, and to do that, I'll pick on my brush. Flow should be 4, opacity 100. I'll zoom it in, I'll sample somewhere bright, then I'll go to some dark spot it, and I'm going to paint it, brush it out. Okay, There is the before and there is the after. All right, I'm going to duplicate this skin tone correction layer with Ctrl Command J. Then the second layer, I'm going to change it, the blending mode, to colors. All right, now what that does is has a way of making the skin tone correction to blend with the skin. Okay, so the first one, I'm just going to reduce the opacity a little. Here is the before for the two, and here is the after. All right, then the next thing is mixer brush. Okay, so I'll create another empty layer inside the frequency separation. Empty layer, then I'll name it mixer brush. Mixer brush. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix on this particular layer. Okay, now to do that, I'll pick my mixer brush by coming to this brush here. I'll pick mixer brush, then you can copy the details that is here, just follow through. This flow you can reduce or increase it depending on how fast you are as regards mixer brush. But as for me, that I'm very fast, I retouch every day, I'm just going to use 100. Okay, not that I like 100 anyway, but let's just stick to 100. I will have this high frequency, turn it off, then I'm going to paint on the skin. Now the idea of mixer brush is to, okay, my bad, make sure sample layer is checked. Okay, otherwise it's not going to work. So I'm just going to mix between highlights and shadows. I'm going to mix. The goal is just to make the highlights and shadow has a very smooth transition. All right, so I'm done with mixer brush, and I've turned on this high frequency just to see what we've done so far. As you can see, the mixer brush has been able to like smoothen the skin. Here is the before and here is the after. Okay, now as you can see, it's too much, so I'll reduce the opacity to like 70. Here is the before and after of the frequency separation. After, before and after. Now you can reduce the opacity further depending on how natural you want it to look, but so that what I did is going to be obvious, I'm just going to leave it like this. All right, then I'll close it. The next thing I want to do is to whiten the teeth. I'll click on this teeth whitening and I'm going to play it. All right, I'll pick brush, opacity 100, flow 100, and I'm going to paint on the eye and the teeth. Okay, that's it. Okay, I'll reduce the opacity if it's too bright depending on, you know. Now I want to like pop the lips also. I'll play this lips and eyeshadow pop. Now all this action I'm using is on the description. You can download it for free and use it. Now everything I did in this picture is on that particular action. Okay, all right, then the next thing is to color grade the skin. All right, now to color grade the skin, there are several methods that I use. You use gradient map, selective color, you know, or you know, all sort of adjustment layers. Just, you know, compile everything together and get your skin tone. But for this, I'm just going to be using an empty layer, that is converted to colors. All right, I think that is what will be most appropriate for this particular portrait. Okay, so to do that, without wasting time, you open an empty layer. Okay, there is it. Now in order for the process to be easy, all you have to do is first of all pick the color and you paint on the skin. Right, you pick the color and you paint on the skin. Now let me pick the color that I want, that I feel will work. I'll pick brush and I will sample somewhere in the skin that somewhere that has a very good skin tone around the skin. That's where I'm going to sample. All right, so I'll sample somewhere, and I think this place, I think that's okay. And I'm going to paint on it. Now as you can see, the color is looking well. So what you will do is you come to this skin tone that we are doing. Let me rename it to skin tone. Oops. All right, then you come to this blending mode and you change it to soft lights. You can use soft light and you can use colors. All right, but I will use soft light. Now let us paint it on it. As you can see, it is actually creating a skin tone for it. All right, now do you guys think this skin tone is okay, or I should pick something very dark? I feel this is a nice skin tone actually. I feel it's a nice one. Okay, so let's just stick to this. All right, now before I start painting on the skin, I'm going to select the subject so that I'm going to accurately paint on the skin. Now if you are using the latest Photoshop Beta 2025, the latest one, there is a new feature on it that allows you to automatically select skin. All right, but I'm not going to use it for the purpose of the tutorial because of people that don't have it. All right, so what I will do is I'm going to select subjects, and I'm just going to come to one of these layer down here, and I'll go to subject and I'll click on select. Okay, at least that one is in all Photoshop. Even if you are using Jack Sparrow Photoshop, you can still use this one. Okay, so if you zoom it in and then you come to this skin tone again, and then you paint on everywhere on the skin. Okay, you have to be patient while you do this so that you don't mess it up. All right, I'm just going to paint it on everything, and I'll come back and subtract it from the eyes and the nose and the lips. All right, so I'm just going to subtract it from the eyes and the nose and the lips. That was an error, so let me delete that layer. Then I'm going to reselect the subject back. So we proceed. I've painted it on everywhere. As you can see, here is the before and here is the after. So let me clean it off the lips and the eyes. Okay guys, I've been able to like paint it on the entire skin, excluding the lips and the eyes. All right, let me remove the selection by pressing Ctrl Command D, and I'm going to check the before and the after. Before and after, as you can see, the skin color has now matched, and of course he's also glowing. All right, so next thing I want to do now is just to pop the eyeshadow more. I want it to be more popping, so I can come to this lips enhancer that I use, and I can create another vibrance inside. Okay, so that it will be more popping. All right, then now how do I color grade this picture? Overall color grading, like how do I do that? I think I want to just stick to levels. I'll just come to this adjustment layer icon, I'll go to levels, then I'll come to increase contrasts 1. Here's the before and here's the after. All right, now we can increase the contrast more. Let's do 2. Here is the before and here is the after. I think I like this. All right, now it's colorful, it's bright, it's sharp, you know, it's it's everything we wanted. So that is how I edit most of my portraits. All right, as you can see, this didn't even take time at all. Like, it took like, okay, I don't know how long the video would be, but it didn't take long. All right, so guys, that is how, you know, I did my portrait. And if you follow this method, downloading the action as well as this raw picture, and you practice along with me, you should get the same result as this. And if you are editing most of your portrait like this, I bet it's actually a good one. All right, of course it could be better. You can still add more colors, more adjustments, anyhow you like it. All right, so thank you so much, guys. Remember to subscribe if it's your first time. If you've been here before, please share the video and you know, practice it, download the raw, you know, practice and practice and practice. That's how you get better. So thank you, guys. I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye.